Tommy and Stu are with Susie and Randy at the tricycle section of the toy store. Susie picks out the tricycle she wants: the blue seat, a basket, a bell, a pinwheel, a horn, and a removable reflector. Later on, she shows off her trike to the friends in the Carmichael's backyard. Angelica later comes over to inspect the trike, saying it looks stupid. Randy walks over to the yard with a can of red paint, asking Susie to move her tricycle over to the porch. Before Susie can move a muscle, Angelica rides off with Susie's trike, bumps a rock, and lands in a mud puddle. The others run after her. Susie notices that Angelica broke her reflector and tells her that she'll never ride her trike again. Lowell points out that Angelica looks like a big mud pie. All the kids laugh. Angelica walks back to the house, seething. Before going further, Angelica mutters something that is all heard. "Sorry, Susie," because of all the laughter. The next day, in the backyard, Susie's playing with her blocks. While Tommy and the gang comes over, Susie notices that Chucky is holding a balloon, and when asked where he got it, he answers, "The dentist." Tommy wants to try riding on Susie's trike again. The two walk over to the shed, open it, and notice the tricycle is gone. Susie thinks it was stolen. Angelica comes over with what looks like Susie's tricycle. It has a basket, a bell, a pinwheel, and a horn. Susie concludes that Angelica stole her trike. Angelica denies it by saying that the trike she has was given to her by her dad, although she never knows where he bought it, nor when he bought it. But Susie does not believe her. Chucky wants Susie to let Angelica go, but Susie doesn't want to let her off that easily, and she takes Cynthia from the basket and ties her to Chucky's balloon string. Before the balloon can go all the way up to the sky, Tommy tells the others that he thinks Angelica is telling the truth. Not believing Tommy, Susie laughs at this and says that Angelica lies all the time. She gives examples of Angelica's past fibs, telling Tommy that his baby sister is coming in the mail, telling the twins that their daddy's hair was a wig, telling Chucky the guy on the oatmeal box moved in next door. Susie says that Angelica probably took her trike to get back at her. Angelica denies this as well. Chucky points out that he heard Angelica say something the day before. Flashback begins. Events of what happened earlier start off with Angelica running off with Susie's tricycle. It is revealed that Chucky decided to watch her in the bush while the other kids ran after Angelica. While Angelica walked back to the house seething, Chucky heard her say, "You're going to be sorry, Susie." Susie notes that this revelation is the final nail in the coffee, but then Tommy notices the reflector on Angelica's trike, unbroken, unlike the one on Susie's. Susie thinks this does not prove anything, and claims that Angelica just threw the broken one away, stole another reflector from another trike. Susie wants Chucky to let go of the balloon again. Once more, Tommy stops him. He notices that Susie's hands have wet red paint on them from when Susie opened the shed. Tommy thinks that if Angelica's hands are clean, it will prove she did not do it. The others look at Angelica's hands, and they are red, like Susie's. Angelica says it's finger paint. Shocked, Tommy finally believes Susie, thinks Angelica really stole the tricycle. Susie again tells Chucky to let go of the balloon. Angelica stops Chucky because she is no tricycle thief. Susie tells Angelica it's too late to talk. She tells Chucky that it's time and yells, "Do it!" Chucky finally lets the balloon go. Angelica shouts, "Cynthia!" and lands on the ground. Looking up at the sky, Cynthia, Angelica starts sobbing, and Chucky feels ashamed of what he did. Susie says that Chucky didn't do anything. It was Angelica who let go of the balloons. She did so the minute she stole the tricycle. Angelica explains that she feels sorry for them all, but she only had to lose Cynthia once, that they will forever have to live with what they did. She says once and for all that she didn't steal Susie's trike, and says for all she knows that it could be sitting under the porch. The others look at the porch and see the trike there. Now they know that Angelica was telling the truth all along and she did not steal the trike. Susie then asks Angelica why she has red paint on her hands. Angelica again tells Susie that she really was finger painting and shows her a painting complete with a Valentine heart. How sorry she felt when she broke Susie's reflector. The guilty Susie apologizes, but Angelica, now enraged of losing her beloved Cynthia, refuses to forgive her. Suddenly, Cynthia falls back down, bouncing onto the head of Angelica, then grabs and hugs her doll. Susie tells Angelica she is glad Cynthia came back and again apologizes. Angelica tells her to forget about it and challenges her to a race to the back of the fence. With that, the babies learn a lesson. Don't let Susie borrow your balloon. Cynthia fell back down because Chucky's balloon popped, thanks to an airplane flying nearby.